And we welcome you into Dodgers Daily for Thursday, August 18th. I'm Casey Porter of Dodger Poke Report. I'm so glad that you've decided to tune in and watch this next episode of Dodgers Daily. There was a lot of good action last night down on the farm in the Dodgers minor league system. Michael Grove had another good start. Diego Cartaya hit a home run. And down in Rancho, Cucamonga, the 2022 class continues to shine. Ben Kasparius had a very good outing last night for Great Lakes as well. Kyle Hurt threw very well. So there's a lot of action. Let's not waste any more time, and let's talk all about the Dodgers minor league system. Marshall Kazowski threw another 0 last night, which is his 5th in a row and 10th out of his last 11. His ERA is approaching 2. He has had a very good year. His average against is just 179 for the year. That's for the entire year. His ERA approaching 2, and his average against at just 179. His four-seam last night was 89-93. He threw it all but one pitch in his outing. The other pitch was a curveball at 69 miles an hour. 69, yes. So Marshall Kazowski is having a very good year in AAA Oklahoma City. Michael Grove had a great outing last night for Oklahoma City, and his average against this month in August is just 167. His whip this month is 0.81, and his ERA is at 3.12. He had his typical slider four-seam curveball mix working last night. He hit 96 with the four-seam, 85 on the slider, and 83 on the curveball. So good outing for right-hander out of Wheeling, West Virginia, Michael Grove. Flame-throwing right-hander Brusdar Graterol had a 1-2-3 inning. Graterol, I should say, easy for me, should say, in the 7th inning last night for Oklahoma City. He threw 9 sinkers that sat 99 to 100. He threw 3 sliders, the first of which was 93 miles an hour. So take that in for a second. Look at the movement on that pitch. Take that in for a second. A 93 mile an hour slider. He threw 9 sinkers that were 99 to 100. So explosive stuff for Brusdar Graterol last night for Oklahoma City. Jason Martin hit home run number 26. Yes, I said that properly. 26 home runs for Jason Martin, which ties him with Michael Busch for second most in the organization behind just Ryan Ward and Mookie Betts, who each have 27. Beyond the home runs, Jason Martin has been very good this year. He's hitting .288. His OPS is .960. This home run that you're seeing here was hit 99.8 miles an hour, traveled 363 very happy feet. So Jason Martin is having a great year in AAA Oklahoma City. It'll be interesting to see how the club handles him down the stretch. Heath Hembree had a scoreless outing last night for Oklahoma City. He kind of stabilized the late innings in advance of that 2-run home run that you just saw from Jason Martin that allowed the Oklahoma City Dodgers to score 2 in the top of 9 and eventually beat the AAA affiliates of the Astros, the Sugarland Space Cowboys, in a very exciting game, 2-1. And you know he's pitched good for Oklahoma City. This was his one inning last night. He threw 6 four-seam fastballs at 94 to 95, and he threw 2 sliders at 83 to 84. So Heath Hembree had a good outing last night for AAA Oklahoma City. So after Martin hit that home run, Daniel Zamora came in, and he picked up his 3rd save of the year by blanking the Space Cowboys in the bottom of 9. And like I said, that's after Oklahoma City had scored the 2 runs in the top of the 9th. On the Jason Martin home run, he had the four-seam slider combo with the four-seam sitting 87 to 88. So not all that high in terms of velocity, but very high in terms of effectiveness for the left-hander Daniel Zamora. AA Tulsa Drillers pounded out 10 hits to take last night's game into extra innings, only to lose on a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. This is Kyle Hurt, right-hander out of Southern California. He went to USC in college. He had a good outing last night. He threw 3.2 innings. He struck out 6, gave up just 1 run. And in his last 2 outings, he has struck out 15 in 7.2 innings. So big stuff, very explosive for right-hander Kyle Hurt. This is not video from last night, but this is video of Ismail Alcantara, who had 2 hits and RBI last night for the Drillers. He is hitting .300 with an OPS of 1117 since he has been promoted to AA Tulsa. So congratulations, Ismail Alcantara, on your great production since you have been moved up to AA Tulsa. Abiatal Avelino had 3 hits and 2 RBIs last night for Tulsa. He's having his best month of the year, hitting .250 with an OPS over 800 in August. So the third baseman, Avelino, playing very well for AA Tulsa. The Loons only scored in 2 innings last night and could not muster enough offense in the Michigan State Capitol in Lansing, Michigan, and lost 6-3 to the Lansing Lugnuts. That was not because of Robbie Peto. Peto had a very good outing last night, especially considering all the external factors. He had a pretty tough strike zone to throw to last night. He fought through them. It took some composure. It took some grit. So good outing for Robbie Peto, who struck out 3 in 4 innings and gave up just 1 run. The Dodgers' #1 prospect, Diego Cartaya, hit his 21st home run and 5th of this month, and he hit it to the opposite field. How about that? He is hitting. Cartaya is .269 on the year with an OPS of .945. He wasn't even sure if the ball went over the fence, so you can see him be a little bit confused here. But Diego Cartaya, the Dodgers' #1 prospect in all of the organization, hit home run number 21. If you follow Dodger Poke very much at all, you know that I am very, very, very high on Ben Kasparius and his stuff out of UConn. He went to North Carolina University originally, then transferred to UConn. He has some of the best stuff of anybody in the entire organization. I'm just telling you, his stuff is really, really good, and when he gets it put together, he's going to be a great pitcher for the Dodgers. He threw 2.1 scoreless innings and struck out 3. He walked just 1, so well done, Ben, last night. That was a very good outing. Keep up the great work. Jose Ramos had 2 hits for the Loons, including his 3rd triple of the year, which is at 2nd most on the team for 2022. He also leads the Loons in RBIs with 62. He's 2nd on the team in slugging percentage at .516, and he's 3rd on the team in OPS at .833. So Jose Ramos, the multi-talented outfielder, you know, he has the plus arm, a world of power. He has great speed. Just a very toolsy type player. Jose Ramos had a very good night last night. Left-hander out of Catawba Community College. I never miss a chance to brag on Julian Smith, who threw his 2nd consecutive scoreless performance and 3rd out of his last 4. Watch the slider. It was absolutely on point last night. That's the 4-seam up in the zone. But if you go to my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, obviously, you can see that slider. There's that good slider on the back foot. So Julian Smith had a good outing last night for High A Great Lakes. Catcher/utility player Yainer Fernandez out of Venezuela had another big night last night, going 2 for 2. It seems like I'm talking about him quite a bit lately because he's been playing very good, specifically offensively for the Quakes lately, and he extended his hit streak to 7 games. He's hitting .342 this month of August with an OPS of 1.010, 1010 OPS for Yainer Fernandez, the young Venezuelan, in the month of August. Catcher Dalton Rushing, 2022, out of Louisville, is just outmatching outmatching low A pitching. He hit his 3rd home run since joining the club on August 6th. He has hits in 5 games in a row. He has 4 multi-hit games since becoming a Quake on August 6th, and he is hitting .405 with an OPS of 1288. So like I said, Dalton Rushing, the catcher, the 2022 draft pick out of Louisville, is just simply overmatching single-A pitching. Infielder Taylor Young, another 2022 draft pick out of Louisiana Tech, has quickly become one of my favorite players. Just my style. I mean, he is so tough, very fun to watch. He had 2 hits last night for the Quakes. He had an RBI, he scored a run, and had 2 total bases. Young has multi-hit games in 3 of his last 5 he's played, and he's played in, and he has an on-base percentage of .404 since joining the Quakes on August 4th. So one of my favorite 2022 draft picks, Taylor Young, had a good night last night. Jake Vogel had a hit and 2 RBIs last night and has multiple RBIs in 3 of his last 5 games he's played in. He has hits in 4 of his last 5 games as well. So the outfielder with some of the best speed of anybody in the organization, Jake Vogel, is playing very well. Left-hander Kelvin Batista had a really good outing last night for Rancho, recording strikeouts, and 3 of the outs that he got, all 3 of his outs, I should say, were all recorded via the strikeout in his 1 inning. His average against this month is just .185, so he has been very tough to hit, and he has gone scoreless in 6 of his last 8 outings. So left-hander Kelvin Batista has been throwing very well for Rancho Cucamonga. I'm glad that you tuned in to this edition of Dodgers Daily for Thursday, August 18th. I hope that you tune in tomorrow. I also hope that you visit Dodger Poke Report on the internet at www.dodgerpokereport.com. I also hope that you visit Dodger Poke on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and I hope that you become a subscriber to our Dodgers Daily podcast. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and click like, leave a comment, let us know what you think so we can continue to bring you content like this in the future. As always, thanks for tuning in, and go Dodgers.